And a happy Memorial Day weekend to you. Wait a minute. I think we're not supposed to say that.
Exactly.
Yep, I know. I screwed that up. People
Nope.
do say it. I said it to you. What do you say? I meant to welcome Jeff Groby from SumnerOne here for our Tech Talk segment. So welcome.
Thank you.
And hope you have a relaxing Memorial Day weekend.
Looking forward to it. I
But,
hope you do too.
but thank you. But if you say have a happy, I mean, because Memorial Day, as it stands, is a day to remember those who gave the ultimate price. And so to say have a happy one, I don't know if it's terrible, really.
It's not respectful.
It may not be respectful. So I hope you didn't misinterpret that. But anyway, now that we cleared the air, we don't have enough time to talk to you. Thanks for being here. Okay. Bye-bye. See you later. Have a good day. You know what I want to do, Jeff?
Yep.
You do?
No.
Okay. I want to wrap myself up in bubble wrap and forget about everything else in the world of technology. There is just so much that I am worried about these days. I don't know. Should I be as worried of a consumer as I am?
I think so. I think there is
I love
cause
that
for
answer.
concern.
I love that
Yes.
answer.
You probably can't worry enough.
Right, and I come at it from a couple different angles. Primarily I come at technology as a parent.
Yes.
And I'm very worried about the interaction, the social media apps and stuff like that, and how do you mitigate that with your children and stuff like that. But not only that, there's just a lot of predators out there, and they come at the corporate networks, they come at your home networks, they come at your children. It's a scary landscape.
Okay, now you don't have to answer any of these questions if it makes you uncomfortable. How old are your kids?
I have 6 kids, ranging from 6 to 16.
6 kids.
Mm-hmm.
So you need work. Okay, I just want to.
And you need to be on top of everything
Yes.
because, kids tend to find out things before parents.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. The internet has definitely changed the landscape from a parenting point of view.
So, do you monitor your kids' social activity online?
Absolutely.
Okay,
absolutely.
how do you do that?
I use a router at home made by Groby, Netgear, and it uses an application called Circle, and it gives me full control down to the device level on what my kids can do, what they can access, the whole 9 yards.
Now, do they know that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Yes.
Wow.
And I see what websites they go to. I see everything, and I can turn it off at specific times, turn it on, the whole 9 yards.
That's terrifying.
For
a little
the
They're
kids.
smart.
For the kids. So, that's very interesting. That there's technology, I suppose, why wouldn't there be? There's technology to be able to do that. Why don't you do seminars about that for parents like us? I mean, I'm a little too, my kids are too old now for me to monitor them. They're out of the house. They're on their own. But I think that's an important component in today's world. It's a real important component. Why don't we do that? Why don't you set those things up?
We actually do the security talk to end users, teaching them how to use home stuff as well as office stuff. But you actually just put an idea in my head. We may actually
Do a seminar. Do
start
seminar.
doing seminars to do this type of
I'm
thing.
That would
telling
help
you.
a lot of
Yeah.
parents.
And not only that, but I do believe that we're onto something here. That schools would endorse that. They might even open their auditoriums to this because this is an opportunity not only for you to watch what's going on online. It isn't so much as you're spying on your kids as you're trying to protect your children. Predators are out there. People that want to get into, your computer, your bank accounts, all that kind of stuff. But really, as important as parents, they're really not there when it comes to this kind of activity.
Yep.
So, I think if we had some kind of seminar that would teach parents, hey, look, you let your kids know that you're monitoring stuff. We're protecting our children, and especially from those predators and those websites that are nefarious.
And even bullying.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. My wife and I have been watching a show called 13 Reasons Why on Netflix.
Oh,
yeah.
And I told my wife after we watched the first season, I said, I can't even imagine the stress and the pressure that kids deal with today and going to school today because they do something, somebody takes a picture of it, and it's immediately in the hands of hundreds of students within a matter of minutes. You know,
You
when
do
we
more.
did something when we were younger, it might take weeks or months before everybody in the whole
Right.
school
If
found out
ever.
about it. Right.
Nobody knew that I killed Mrs. Miller
Gee, yeah.
from the, yeah, I did. You know, she was the music teacher, and people always thought that that bandstand thing fell on her, but
Yeah, you know, we had that topic yesterday talking about what careers make psychopaths, and I think we've confirmed now the guy is the psychopath.
I don't know. I don't know. We're talking with Jeff Groby from SumnerOne, our Tech Talk segment, by the way, if you'd love to get in, if there's anything about computers, or specifically, well, we were talking about something different. I want to get into printer security, believe it or not. Remember, we talked about copier security a couple of months ago, and how your copier keeps a record of everything you copy. You have to know that. But let's talk about our printers. What about a security concern with printers?
Well, there's two things that I really wanted to address here: physical security, and then the network-based security, or when it's connected to your network.
We'll deal with emotional security later.
Right, exactly. Physical security. The funny thing is that these devices are plumbed into the network. They're plumbed into the IT infrastructure of a company, and the physical security aspect of it always blows me away, because this is one device that has access to servers, user information, the whole nine yards, and they usually put it in a reception area where anybody can walk up to it, pretty much.
Yeah, I never thought of that.
And we try to discourage people from doing that, because it really does need, it needs to be a protected device. But I guess more importantly is that these devices are sold by vendors, and they're sold in a mode where they're wide open. They want to be able to address any need the customer has. So all the ports are wide open, all the features are wide open, ready to go out of the box.
Got it.
And so it does take work, and we're working with our clients, and both when we sell devices and also legacy devices, to come back and help them shore up the security on those devices so that they don't have open ports and they don't have exploitable problems.
Yeah, because I've heard stories about how companies will sell an old printer,
Yep.
and guess what? Whoever buys it gets all their information.
Which brings me to another point, any company that's getting rid of their printers or rolling them off of lease or something like that, make sure that you ask your vendor, whether it's SumnerOne or any other company, what happens to the hard drive, because in many cases the hard drive will stay in the device, and then everything that you've printed, just like the copier, is on. There could be copies on the hard drive, the whole nine yards. You want to get rid of that data.
So it's a Friday now at 4:33, and do you realize that there are a bunch of people that are driving home early from work going, "Oh my God! Oh, I just sold that computer!" It's frightening how much is available to the public. It really is, and there are people that know this, that take advantage of this. I think we really need to have a company called DUMM, D-U-M-M. Dumb computers, dumb copiers, dumb printers, and really what it does, it doesn't store anything. And we're just stupid. We just do what we're supposed to do. But things store, devices store, and wow, it's awfully crazy. What about printers? I know this is a kind of a silly question, but printers in a cyber attack.
Well, it's a deep concern. Like I said, these printers come out of these devices, and when I'm speaking about a printer, I'm not really talking about the home level printer. I'm talking about the big ones that you find in offices. But let's say one is purchased and put in an office setting situation, and it's not addressed for a security purpose. A hacker can break into that machine, and if I was a hacker and I was doing nefarious things, the very first thing I would go after is a multifunction device like that, because once you get control of that device, you have hooks in everything else.
Boy.
Yeah, it's a hacker's main target when they look at these corporate situations.
This is what these guys do, and they do it well. It's called SumnerOne, and they're online at Sumner, SUMNER, SumnerOne.com. And for those of you, even with a small business, it's a different world today. And I know a lot of you are thinking, that's never going to happen to me. And then it happens to you. And you go, oh my gosh. So better to take those steps and a little bit of expense to take care of that in advance of it happening, and do your best to assure that it won't affect your business or all of your personal life. Because I know that sometimes, we talked about, do you pay a ransom if somebody, hijacks all your stuff, your programs and everything? Do you pay that ransom? You could, but does it assure that you get it back, or what did they copy? What did they take? You want to avoid that in the first place.
Absolutely.
So, Jeff, you're an amazing guy, and Any tips you can offer our listeners who are in business that can ensure that this doesn't happen to them?
I would just say that, make sure that you look at your device and make sure it's buttoned down. And if you need help with that, reach out to SumnerOne. We'll be glad to assist with anything. Even if we didn't sell you the device, we'll help you lock it down. So.
Perfect. Have a great Memorial Day weekend.
You too. Thank you
Okay,
very much.
thanks for being on the show. SumnerOne's Jeff Groby.